That feeling. The heavy eyelids before your morning coffee kicks in, the mid-afternoon slump where even typing an email feels like wading through molasses, the weekend that's supposed to refresh you, but somehow leaves you just as drained, if not worse. And the question lingers, why am I always so tired? I slept. I rested. But exhaustion clings to me like a shadow. The truth is, we live in a culture that worships hustle. We brag about how little sleep we get. We fuel ourselves with caffeine like it's oxygen, and we cram our schedules until they burst at the seams. Yet, behind that polished grind is a modern epidemic, chronic fatigue. And if you're living in that cycle of always being tired, it isn't weakness, it isn't laziness. It's a sign your energy system is fundamentally broken. Today we're going to fix that by exploring 9 common causes and offering 9 simple fixes. Keep reading, because the 8th cause might surprise you the most. 1. The leaky energy bucket. Think of your energy as water in a bucket. You wake up, pour some water in with sleep, food, maybe a bit of exercise, but by mid-morning, it's leaking out. By evening, it's nearly gone. And no matter how much you try to refill it, you wake up the next day feeling empty again. That's because fatigue isn't just about sleep quantity, it's about the holes in the bucket. Cognitive fatigue from endless decisions and distractions. Emotional fatigue from stress, anxiety, and the pressure to perform. Physical fatigue that paradoxically comes from sitting all day instead of moving. And perhaps the deepest one, spiritual fatigue, when your daily grind feels disconnected from any real purpose. So, when you tell yourself, I just need more sleep, what you really need is to plug the leaks. Until you do, you'll keep waking up tired, no matter how early you go to bed. 2. Why productivity hacks fail you. Now, we all love a good hack. The 5 a.m. Club, the color-coded to-do list, the productivity app promising to make you superhuman. They give a temporary buzz, but if you've tried them, you know what comes next. The crash. That crash happens because these systems treat energy as infinite. They assume you can push at full speed for 8, 10, 12 hours straight. But your brain doesn't work like that. It operates in natural rhythms, 90 minutes of focus followed by the need for recovery. Ignore those cycles, and exhaustion is inevitable. That's why hacks don't last. They give you structure but rob you of rhythm, and without rhythm, you burn out. 3. The illusion of rest. Here's another hard truth. Most of us don't actually know how to rest. We confuse numbing ourselves with recharging ourselves. We scroll endlessly on Instagram. We binge shows while checking email. We zone out, but we don't recover. Real rest is active. It's intentional. It's the walk that gets your blood flowing, the deep breath that tells your nervous system it's safe, the screen-free hour before bed that finally lets your brain clean itself out. Think of it like your phone battery. You can let it drain to 1% every night, or you can plug it in at 20% throughout the day. Which battery do you trust more to get through tomorrow? Rest is no different. It isn't weakness, it's maintenance. 4. The power of deep rest. And when you allow yourself true deep rest, something magical happens. Your brain begins its cleanup process. It flushes out the waste that builds up while you're awake. It restores clarity. It strengthens memory. It sparks creativity. That's why your best ideas often come in the shower, or on a quiet walk, or when you're lying in bed, daydreaming. That's your brain's default mode network kicking in. It's connecting dots you couldn't connect while you were grinding away at your desk. Deep rest isn't wasted time. It's the secret weapon that fuels your best thinking, your best focus, and your best self. 5. Recovery loops, not endless hustle. Think about elite athletes. They don't train non-stop. They push hard, then recover deliberately, then push again. That's how muscles grow, and that's how energy works too. Your life should run the same way. 60 to 90 minutes of focused effort, 10 to 20 minutes of recovery. Then repeat. At the end of the day, you need long recovery, sleep, connection, hobbies, time in nature. This cycle isn't indulgence, it's high-performance living. So stop asking, "How much can I do today?" Start asking, "How can I create a loop where energy flows back into me as much as I give out?" That's how you escape burnout before it even begins. 6. Working with your biology. Here's the thing. You're not a machine. You're human. You have natural rhythms of energy. For most people, mornings are for deep focus, afternoons bring a slump, and evenings are for lighter, reflective tasks. When you fight these rhythms, you lose. You try to force deep work in the afternoon, and it feels like climbing a mountain. But when you align with them, suddenly your day feels smoother. Your work feels lighter. It's not about working harder. It's about working when your biology says, "Now's the time." 7. Burnout is not a weakness. Let's be clear. Burnout doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you lack discipline. It means you've been operating a broken system for too long. To dodge it, you need to restore balance. That means giving as much attention to your recovery as to your work. Taking micro breaks that actually reset you. Saying no to tasks or people who drain you. And sometimes practicing strategic quitting. Letting go of the projects or commitments that consume energy without returning value. Burnout isn't the enemy. It's a warning light. Ignore it, and your system shuts down. Listen to it, and you rebuild stronger. 8. Aligning energy with purpose. There's one more piece. You can fix your sleep. You can master rest. But if your daily life feels disconnected from your values, you'll still be tired. That's spiritual fatigue, the deepest leak of all. When your actions align with your purpose, energy flows. Effort feels less like pushing and more like being pulled forward. That's why clarity is energy. Knowing your why doesn't just inspire you, it conserves you. It plugs the biggest leak in your bucket. So stop wasting energy on what doesn't matter. Invest it in what does. 9. Rest as the master habit. We celebrate habits like exercise, reading, and goal setting, but none of those are sustainable without the master habit, rest. Without rest, workouts break you down instead of building you up. Without rest, learning is shallow. Without rest, willpower evaporates. The best performers in every field, from CEOs to artists to athletes, understand this. They don't treat rest as optional. They treat it as non-negotiable. Because rest isn't the opposite of growth. It's where growth happens. Redefining success. So let's put it all together. If you're always tired, it's not your fault. It's the system you've been running, and you can change that. Start plugging the leaks. Stop confusing numbing with resting. Respect your rhythms. Align your energy with your purpose. And most importantly, treat rest as the foundation, not the afterthought. Productivity isn't about squeezing more hours out of your day. It's about investing your energy wisely. Discipline isn't about grinding through exhaustion. It's about managing your energy before exhaustion arrives. And rest? Rest isn't the enemy of success. Rest is the fuel that makes success possible. So, stop glorifying the grind. Start mastering the recharge. Your energy, your focus, and your future self will thank you. If this message resonated with you, hit the like button, subscribe for more science-backed insights, and tell me in the comments, which type of fatigue do you struggle with most? Cognitive, emotional, physical, or spiritual? Because remember, it's not about doing more, it's about recharging smart.